I know it is too early for the fall vibes, for the autumn ambiance, for the best season of the entire year. I know that summer is very much still here. If you are a summer person, just pretend you don't see the subtle early fall vibes. But if you are an autumn person, cheers to you, and it is our time to shine. Slowly, autumn is creeping closer. Cozy season, spooky season. Who else is excited? Is anybody else excited, or is it just me? I'm pretty sure that a ton of you are also fall/autumn people. So grab your tea, grab your coffee, and let's reset for the month of August. Yes, August is still summer for us here in Greece and for a ton of you out there, but August is also the month that I start getting excited for fall and for the autumnal vibes and for autumn decor and cozy drinks, even though I drink cozy drinks the entire year. But you get me. If you are also an autumn person, you know what I'm talking about. But with all that being said, grab your goals notebook or your laptop, your phone, the paper that you have written down your goals at, and let's go through our July goals to see how we did. So my first goal was to create a trip plan. In August, I will be taking a trip abroad. I will be going on vacation. I'm so excited about that. You're coming along. I mean, that's no surprise. You already guessed it, you're coming along. And I have indeed created a trip plan, so hopefully that will go well. You know, I will reach my destination and I won't be confused and thinking about what I should see and what I should visit. Hopefully my plan will be pretty helpful. But it also depends on our energy levels. If we will be tired one day and maybe we will not want to see something, we can go visit something else and see something else. I am already overthinking it and overanalyzing it. Tell me if you also feel this way. If I go somewhere in a new destination, I feel like maybe I won't have enough time to see everything that I want to see. Am I alone in this? I mean, obviously, I won't have time to see every single thing in an entirely new country to me. Anyways, I have created this plan. Hopefully we will stick to it and we will achieve seeing everything that we want to see. My next goal was to stretch every day. I was doing so well with this, guys. I was doing so well, but I started skipping days every now and then, here and there. From the day that I set this goal until today, I have missed about 5 days of stretching, I want to say. I stopped really counting after the second time that I skipped my stretching. I thought that I had it. I was so sure I had started very strong. I was stretching every single morning, and then one day I didn't stretch in the morning. I was rushing to get to work, and then I remembered it at the last moment before I fell asleep, and I did some stretches on my bed. Another day arrived and I forgot to stretch in the morning, and then I also completely forgot to stretch at night too. I was so tired. I was like, oh my god, my bed, and I forgot to do my stretching. And then after that, it was like not a snowball, but I didn't achieve this goal. My next goal was to make a new recipe, a recipe that I had never made before. And I'm very proud to say that I didn't only make one new recipe, I made two recipes. I cooked 2 dishes that I had never cooked before. I am proud of myself for that because cooking is not my strongest thing. I'm not bad at it. What I cook is always good and tasty. They're decent dishes, but I don't like it. It is such a chore. Read 5 books. I did it. I indeed read 5 books. I think I read plenty of books in July. We will go through them in a few minutes. My next goal was to clean out my fridge. Didn't do that. I kept thinking about this goal and I was like, I need to clean my fridge. I need to clean my fridge. But I never came around to doing it because it is not in a bad state. It is in a good state. It is not dirty. I don't have old food in there, but I could freshen up, you know, the shelves and maybe reorganize my stuff around the fridge, but it's not that bad, so I never did it. And then my next goal was to take Bella to the groomers, which is not something that has been done, but she has her appointment on the 31st of July, and since I'm filming this video before the 31st, this hasn't happened yet, but I have booked the appointment. I booked it from early July. I think from the first week of July, I had booked her appointment. I was like, I'm not leaving my baby all muddied and long-haired during August. August is also my birthday month, so she gotta look pretty. I mean, she's always pretty, but she does need a freshen up. So I will give this goal to myself, even though it hasn't happened yet, but I have booked the appointment, so we're going. These were my July goals. I already know my August goals. I have written them down in this small piece of paper, so I will transfer them in my goals notebook, and I will be right back to share every single one of them with you. so these are my August goals. My first goal is to walk more. We have been having such hot weather in Greece. I'm talking about 40 degrees weather, which is extremely hot. So that means that I avoid walking around outdoors. I avoid errands that I could do. I order online things instead of going out and walking to the store that I would go normally. I just avoid spending a lot of time outdoors. Even for the bookstore, I haven't been to the bookstore, I mean the ones that I love visiting, in such a long time. I haven't been walking that much because of the heat. I do have my treadmill, so I could walk on that, right? But I haven't bothered doing that. But I know that in August, since I'm taking a trip, I will be walking more. Then my next goal is to pack early for my trip. I don't like packing the last minute, especially for a trip abroad. And I will also bring only a small suitcase, so I have to organize it very carefully and I have to be very thorough about what I'm gonna bring, especially when it comes to the liquids. That will be the end of me. Packing a carry-on and the liquids. I think about it all the time that I will reach the airport and that they will tell me that I have to throw out things or that my small carry-on bag is too big to be considered a carry-on, and I don't know why I think that. I have boarded the plane before with that suitcase and nobody told me anything. Positive thoughts, they will not make me throw anything away and my suitcase is going to be the right size. My next goal is to spend time in a coffee shop. Because of the heat, I haven't really been going out. When the heat is unbearable, I just don't want to do anything. But during August, I will also have a good few days off from work. And one thing that I love doing a lot is visiting coffee shops. Coffee shops that I have been to before or new coffee shops that I haven't tried out before. It is one of my hobbies to go to coffee shops and getting a coffee and a sweet treat. You know, I love that kind of stuff. So I made it a goal. Spend time in a coffee shop. Our goals don't have to be overcomplicated every single month. They can be fun, you know, they can be fun and cozy and cute. Start planning fall videos. You know it. You know that I am already thinking about my fall content. Shorts, YouTube videos, and that's pretty much it. I don't post anywhere else. I'm so excited about fall, about all the autumnal vlogs that I will film, about the books that I will read that are gonna be dark and full and gothic and cozy. I'm just so excited about this season. Complete a book series. I may or may not have started reading a book already, which will help me achieve this goal. I'm pretty sure that I will finish it in August. I love completing series because it gives me just a wave of fresh air, that I have space for a new series. And I love starting new series. I always get excited about that. So we gotta complete at least one of them first so I can start a new one. And then I would love to bake something. Since cozy season is right around the corner, I would love to bake something autumnal, but we will see how this is gonna go. I feel like August is going to be a pretty busy month for me, which is weird because I will be off from work, but I have other stuff to do, and also I will be off from the dentist's office, my morning job, if you will. I'm not gonna stop my freelance video editing. That doesn't stop. And also, my filming and editing for myself doesn't stop. I will try to not miss any uploads during August, but I'm not sure if I will manage to do that. I might miss an upload. We will see. But these are my August goals. I really like them. I feel like they are really good goals. They're fun, they are exciting. It is mood board time and I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I added a small, subtle autumn aesthetic in my mood board. I couldn't help myself. So let's start from the first picture. I wanted this picture to be my inspo for reading and for completing a series. Also, I just loved that picture. It is very cozy with the coffee mug and the girl reading. Also, that cup of coffee looks delicious. Maybe I should make a cup of coffee later because I'm currently drinking a tea. And now I'm seeing this coffee mug and I'm jealous. The second picture will represent the baking that I want to do. I'm not gonna bake a cherry pie. I'm thinking something with apple. I would love to bake something with pumpkin, but I cannot find pumpkin puree anywhere. Then the third picture, I have it here for the coffee shops that I would like to visit. Then, like I mentioned before, August is my birthday month and I found this stunning, gorgeous, perfect cake on Pinterest. How beautiful is it? And it says, witches don't age. I love witches. I love the color red and that deep red. Also, the gold and silver details are beautiful. the stars and the moons. This is just me in a cake, in a form of a cake. It is so pretty. Next up, we have the subtle autumn aesthetic that my mood board just needed. I had to add something autumnal. Also this mug, the white one, how perfect is it? Why do I feel like I also need a white pumpkin mug now? And for the last picture, I wanted it to represent the walk more goal, walking outdoors, having a good stroll, people watching, window shopping, and having a good old time while I'm moving my feet, because it's healthy. It's good for my heart and for my body. And that is my mood board. How about we talk about all the books that I read? I have some really good ones to share. All right, let's go through all of the books that I read for the month of July. First things first, I read a short story called The Full Risk by Abby Jimenez, but I cannot remember if I read it in June or July. So I have it here with a question mark, but because I didn't share it with you in last month's reset, I'm sharing it with you now. It is called The Full Risk by Abby Jimenez. It was only a few pages and it was also on Kindle Unlimited. It was a cute story about this girl that had a stalker. No, that doesn't sound right. The story was cute because of the girl and the main guy. I really liked how they started their friendship slash relationship, but the stalker part obviously was not cute whatsoever. I feel like with short stories, I cannot really connect to the characters, obviously because I don't have enough time to read about them and really connect to them, but it was an enjoyable short story nonetheless, and I gave it 4 stars. Then I read The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick, and I gave it 4.25 stars. At the start of the book, I was not obsessing. I was not really into our characters, nor the story, I want to say. It was not bad, but I was maybe slightly confused. But as I was reading it, it got better and better. I also have a reading vlog where I am reading this book, if you want to hear more of my thoughts about it. But it was a really good story about this girl who is a diviner. Diviners are these girls that can dream. They are living in this cathedral. They get drowned, they die, and they dream. They dream of a person's life, they consume their blood, and then they get drowned, and they can dream, and they can see if that person is going to have a good life or not. You have to read it. You have to read it to get what is happening. It is a bit complicated, I feel like. But this book was again dark and eerie and gothic, very similar to One Dark Window, but obviously the plot was not similar, or the magic system. But again, in this book, the magic system is very unique and fantastically created. Then I read Before We Say Goodbye, which is part of the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I did enjoy the book. One of the stories made me very emotional. You might be familiar with Before the Coffee Gets Cold. It has to do with this coffee shop in Tokyo where you can sit in a specific seat of the cafe and you can travel in time, but you can only sit there and visit the person you want to visit in that different timeline until the coffee gets cold. You have to finish your coffee and finish talking to that person before the coffee gets cold. It was a really good book again, but I feel like I enjoyed the first one more. So I gave this one 4 stars, and I was thinking to continue this series, but now I kept thinking more about it and I'm not sure if I will pick up the rest of the books. I will see. Then I read This Woven Kingdom by Tahra Mafi, and this book is great. If you haven't read it, go ahead and read it. It might be YA, but it doesn't feel juvenile at all. The writing is fantastic and poetic. We have a strong and kind-hearted FMC. We have plot twists, we have secrets to be unraveled, we have a beautiful setting, a guy who is down bad and obsessed with our FMC. But I feel like it's better for you to go into this book as blindly as you can, and I have mentioned it a ton of other times before, but do not look up any fan art before reading the book. I did that mistake and I was so confused. I saw spoilers without realizing that they were spoilers. Then I was making scenarios. Also have a reading vlog where I read this book. You can look that up if you want to see all of my confusion and reactions. But this was such a great book and I cannot wait to continue with the series. Then I read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Words are not enough to explain how much I loved this book and this story. We have female astronauts and pilots, and the love story is so amazingly created. So beautiful. I couldn't get enough of our 2 main characters. This book made me bawl my eyes out. I was crying. I have filmed that as well in a reading vlog. If you haven't watched it, you can watch it and laugh at me. But I gave it 5 stars because it deserves nothing less than 5 stars. I could also give it very easily 6 stars. It is such such an incredible story. I loved the characters, I feel for our characters. Then I read The Exorcism of Fairies. This is gonna be part of my Summerween reading vlog. I was thinking about giving it 4 stars, but then something happened with the ending. You will see more of my thoughts in my upcoming reading vlog, but it was a very good book. It was not bad at all. And then I read A Diary of Blood, which also will be included in my upcoming reading vlog, so will not say a lot about it. I gave it 4.25 stars, and the rest of my thoughts will be included in my Summerween reading vlog. So these are all of the books that I read. Let's talk about my monthly favorites. First of all, I found an artist that I had never heard about before. Her name is Solan, I think she's French, and I have been listening to of her songs non-stop. I will have them on the screen. She's so talented, I love her voice, and she has to be one of the most gorgeous women I have ever seen in my life. I will also have on the screen some more songs that I have been listening to a lot, and I want to share also a favorite channel for the month. I mean, I didn't just find out this channel, I have been watching this booktube channel for a while, and since I'm loving it, I'm like, I need to share it with my book besties. It is Victoria's channel. Victoria is also one of my book besties, and I love watching her reading vlogs. She's such a sweet, kind, beautiful girl, and I love how realistic her reading vlogs are. She has this new series in her channel called The Slow Reader Diaries, if I'm not mistaken, and she just takes us along her reading and how she realistically reads, which is not like 20 books in a month. Not that there is anything wrong with reading a ton of books a month, but for a lot of readers, I feel like it is not realistic for us to read so many books. Maybe because we're slow readers, maybe because we have a lot of other obligations, maybe because we don't actually make the time to read that much in a month. But I really love her channel. I think she's very, very sweet. So we'll have her channel linked down below. Go check her out. So that brings us to the end of my August reset routine. I hope you liked it. If you have reached this part of the video, comment down below a pumpkin emoji. Why not? I know it is an August reset, but comment down below a pumpkin emoji. Thank you all so much for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, friends!